course you got to go. So, Carolyn, do you want to come up? You can tell them a little bit maybe about what happened in the meeting and what have you. Are you coming up or are you staying down? You can come. You can stay. I feel like Granny Crumpet sitting up here.
Hey, you are kind of a big deal around here. You are kind of a big deal around here. Yeah, he's
So I am short, but I'm going to stand down here. I'm not going to get up on the trailer. My name is Carolyn Smith. I am the National Lead for the People's Movement. And it's not about me. It's about all of you. I just hold the name. You all are the ones that make it up. So we had a meeting this morning with some of the state leads that are here, both the People's Movement and 1776 Restoration Movement. And we're trying to bridge some gaps, shorten the lines of communication. And so we're starting with the People's Movement in 1776. So what I would like to do is ask David Riddell to come up. And we both stand up here and do this together, because that's what the American Patriots for Freedom meet and greet is supposed to be about. Earlier this year, Penny had an event of reuniting American Patriots that were a part of People's Convoy at the Great American Pizza Company in Golden Valley, Arizona. And so in that, I had brought up yeah. I had brought up about us working in silos. Can you hear me? I do have a big mouth, but it's good to have this microphone. I had brought up about so many silos. There are so many of us that are doing the same thing for the same reasons, but we're all so segregated. We're all in silos. And in order for us to unite and show the government that there are more of us than there are of them, we have to take those silos down. If we don't, we might as well just go home, put our masks on, wait for the next lockdown, and gather what food you can. It is up to us to stand united, to show the government that they do actually work for us. And we all know that. But we, the people, have gotten comfortable and complacent. And we allow the government to tell us what to do, rather than us telling them what they need to do for us. And so Penny decided that she was going to put together this meet and greet. And that's what's brought us here today. David is lead or head of the 1776 Restoration Movement, which I'm pretty sure all of you know. And so I asked him to come up here and let's have a conversation and share and show unity, be united, because that's where it starts. And it also starts with all of you. You know, David and I might have a name associated with us, but that name actually belongs to all of you. I might own the name by a trademark, but it belongs to all of you. You are the people's movement. You are the 1776 Restoration Movement. You are whatever is out there. And it doesn't mean that you have to give up what you're doing. It means that you have to extend your hand. You continue to do the work that you're doing. We're all doing the same thing, most of us, for the right reasons. We all want change. We all want our freedoms back. And the only way we're going to do it is to come together and start doing the work that's necessary. And that's getting involved in your counties, bringing your family, getting on councils, county, city, state level. The filth that exists in D.C. and at the federal government level is actually the filth that's in your state. They just go congregate together at the federal level, but they're in your state. And that's where the cleanup has to take place. It's not going to be fixed at the federal level. It's not going to be fixed in D.C. It's a pure waste of time. It has to be fixed in your communities, your cities, and your states. Then it will reflect at the federal level. Who's responsible for that?
We are.
Are the ticks? And I like that analogy because there are a lot of ticks, a lot of ticks. We have to get rid of those ticks. And we have to get rid of those politicians because he is absolutely correct. They are servants, our servants. And we have to get rid of the ticks, the icks, the politics, and put those people in place that are constitutional, that stand for us. That means get on these boards, school boards. Start researching the legislative bills. Share it out there. Educate people. Educate, educate, educate. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. But you got to show them the water. Because if you don't, are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? Are we doing our part? And if you're not, then what are you doing? You know? We got to do our part, whether we want to or not. First and foremost is uniting. Let's unite. Whether we want to or not, whether we like it or not. There's times that David's done things I don't like. I bet you there's things that I've done that David doesn't like. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of things I've done that people don't like. And you know what? I really don't care. Because I'm doing them for the right reasons. And that is what matters.
Well, we didn't, the first time we talked was this week, I think. Just kind of a comical story. Back about this time last year, maybe a little sooner, 10 months ago, somebody called me on the phone and said, Carolyn Smith hates your guts. And this is honest truth. I said, I don't know who that is. I knew nothing about her. And that's how things happen, folks. I'm going to tell you something. We have no idea the enemy that's against us. We can't even comprehend the level of evil that we're up against. It's past our understanding. We are not evil people, so we don't comprehend that level of evil. And we can look at people and say, they're evil. No, not necessarily, but their master is. Their master is. That individual that was bringing me that news, I don't remember who it was now, but that individual was bringing me that news. They had no idea what they were doing, because our missions are almost identical. I didn't even know it, really, until today. We was discussing things in there. The thing I will give Carolyn, she's smarter than me. Not better looking, but she is smarter.
That's your story.
It took me a while to get out of the protest mode, I'll be honest. Because honestly, I've never done anything like this in my life. And once I started protesting, found out I kind of liked it. It's kind of fun. All that built up anger and frustration, wave a flag, scream, freedom, blow a horn. Felt good, just being honest. Spent 34 days on the National Mall. Some of these great patriots around here, right there with me. I remember the cops came and told us that if you don't go home tonight, we're going to arrest every one of you. I said, okay, I'll take it to the people. So I took it to the people. We're sitting around in a group meeting, and that little sweet, innocent, kind, humble woman we call Ma, probably the gentlest soul in our whole group from appearances. I remember I said, they're going to arrest us if we don't leave. Let's have a vote. I leave it up to you guys. I'll stay if you stay. We'll go if you want to go. Well, the vote came in. Okay, we'll go home tonight. And Ma got upset. That little sweet, innocent, quiet California girl. This is what we came for! Look, I've already spent 2 days in jail, Ma. It's not what you think. It's not that fun. Green. I didn't know they made green bologna, but they do. I had it 3 times. Well, they gave it to me 3 times. It wasn't until that 3rd time I finally was hungry enough I ate a little bit of it, but it's not fun. So when we did that for 34 days, when we came back to Bunker Hill, I told her, I said, I need 3 days off. What I wanted to do was go home, and I wanted to be by myself without any distractions, and I needed to pray. And this is the honest truth. Of course, I'm not going to lie to you anyway, but just to tell you that this is exactly what happened. I went home, and I was praying, and in my mind, what I'm thinking is protesting is not cutting it. We need more than protest. And this is it, but that's all I knew how to do. It's what TPC taught me how to protest. And I'm like, okay. So I was coming back to tell everybody, I don't know what else to do. I really don't. I've expended every bit of the information I have to affect change, and I just don't know what else to do. But on the way back, so quite a long drive back, this began to boil in me. By the time I got to Washington, Pennsylvania, from Lebanon, Ohio, it was all just laid out, and I totally understood it. And I came back in a different man than what I left. Here's the thing I want to tell you. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. I got a lot of respect for this representative back here. I loved what he said. He can't save you. He's a part of the process that can make changes, but he's one man. He's only got so much he can do. I told somebody the other day, we're like we're in a building, big office building. Someone just walked through the front doors with a weapon, and they're searching room by room, going floor to floor. When they find us, they're going to kill us. What would you do? What would you do? Nobody's coming to save you, but somebody's coming to take you out. I'll tell you what I'd do. I wouldn't be locking myself in a closet. Number one, I'd talk to my maker because I need some help. Number two, I start trying to figure out how to reverse that situation. I'm not looking for you to come save me. I'm going to take care of this. There's a reason why the first three words of our federal Constitution is, we the people. There is a reason why. You can say, and I heard somebody mention about our founding fathers, there's a whole lot of things being said that smear them, that call out their racism and all this kind of stuff. A whole lot of stuff being said about them that tear down their integrity, tear down what they've done. But one thing you will never take from them, they could have created any kind of government they wanted to create at that particular time in history. Washington could have been a king, and this could have been a monarchy. But at that particular moment in time, they decided to create a government that took the power away from them and gave it to you. And for that, I will ever love them. But here's the problem. It's now ours. That's a blessing. It's also a curse. I went over here and ordered some food a while ago. The young lady made my meal, spent time on it. I paid them for their services. But if I never eat it, what good is her work? What good does it do me? If I never take advantage of what they've done, I'm still hungry, am I not? Our founding fathers gave us the power. But if we never invoke it, if we never take advantage of it, then what good is it? You understand? This is your country. This is your country. It's your responsibility to stand up and make sure they abide by this. I was telling our news friend here, and I want to talk to him more. This really has nothing to do with you and me. It really doesn't. So it guarantees, no. Your rights don't come from this. They exceeded long before this was ever written. Your rights come from God. This just wrote them down. I don't believe in God. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Doesn't change the facts. Your rights came from God. How much plainer can I get? But what this does is tell the government, you can't cross these lines. No wonder tyrants hate such as this. We love it, but we don't use it. This is ours to control them. And we've allowed them to control us. It's backwards. I'm going to tell you something. This young man standing right here, his generation, they don't know what freedom is. Can I tell you something even more astounding? None of us here know what freedom is. Not one of us sitting here today really know what true freedom is. I just finished a book about Calvin Coolidge, a very big book. When I say I finished it, I mean I finished listening to it. I listen and drive. I'm not flipping pages. I'm pushing rewind a few times in the middle of heavy traffic because I ain't paying attention to the book. But that's how I read now. I pay people to read to me. kind of a big deal. I don't know if you know that or not, but not many people can pay other folks to read to them, but I can. So that's a joke for you that don't have a sense of humor.
Subscription.
So anyway, I'm listening to this story of one of the last true constitutional loving presidents we've had. He went into office when Harding died. His first term, he cut the federal budget in half. Pretty impressive. They were trying a new theory. A guy named Mellon had been working with him, and he said, I believe if we'll cut the budget in half, taxes will increase. You can lower taxes, and you can lower taxes, and the revenue will increase. He was laughed at, he was mocked, he was scorned. They did it. It worked. So the next term, he cut it in half again. We've never had that kind of president since, really. Reagan used some of his theories, some of his ideas, and he is now an icon in the conservative movement. And now here we are in the mess we're in yet again. Folks, we got to take responsibility. We got to put responsibility where responsibility. Look, tyrants are going to be tyrants. What do you expect? You know, if you plant tomatoes, you're not going to get cucumbers. You reap what you sow. It's kind of a biblical principle. Well, we've set back. Now we're all active. Now we want to do something. But here's the problem: is we really don't know what to do. Right? Why? Because this is monumental. This is huge. Yeah, it is. Matter of fact, when I was being interviewed by the detective in Washington, D.C., he wanted to talk to me about what was going on, why I got arrested. I'm peaceful. Wasn't anything violent. I believe in peace. There is a window for violence. It's very, very small, and we haven't reached that yet. And I hope we never do. I pray. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I don't want that window to be open. So anyway, he was talking to me, and I was telling him, you know, what I tell everybody, and he said, "It's a monumental task." I said, "Absolutely it is." And he just looked at me in amazement. Because here I am, this little fat hillbilly truck driver, talking about doing these massive things, bringing about these massive changes. And I've had people on my live streams. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. I don't tell you what I want to tell them because it's not appropriate. But what I'd like to do is everybody who feels like this is just way too big. I wish so much I could let you face one of them men that waited ashore at Iwo Jima and tell them that what I'm asking you to do is too much. I'd like for you to look into the face of those who stormed the beaches of Normandy and tell them it's too hard. It's too much. Tell them that. Tell that young man that stood in the door of the aircraft getting ready to parachute behind enemy lines on D-Day and tell them, I can't do this. It's too scary. Tell them that. Tell them that. Americans have never shied away from the hard task. And if we're going to win this, we're going to have to toughen up and do the hard thing. I told her earlier today, if you're respectable, if you're a respectable person, I mean a person worthy of respect, then spending time together, becoming familiar with each other, it breeds that respect. You can see, okay, I can see already what little time I've got to spend with her today. She's a respectable person. Her heart is pure. Her heart is in the right place. So I respect her. The more time we spend together, that respect turns into love. When you first met your wife, guys, don't tell me you loved her. I know what you felt for her. Come on, be real. It wasn't love. But if she was respectable, pretty soon you respected her. And the more time you spent with her, the more you fell in love with her. I'm going to tell you something about love. If we can spend enough time together, working together, in respect, and let that love develop for each other, love never fails. It's a biblical principle that will never fail. Let me tell you what that means. If we come together in respect and love, there is no weapon formed against us that shall prosper. We will win. We will win. So what we want is the win. Well, to get the win, you have to do these other things first. We have to build this together. I'm looking forward to working with the People's Movement. I don't think she hates my guts, just to be honest with you. I think she kind of likes me. I think she appreciates me. I think she respects me. And I want you to know something. I respect you too. I love you. I've already reached that point. You know why? Because you're doing the hard thing. I know this ain't been easy. Look, you can't see it, but this is a wounded warrior. I don't know her story. I have not spent enough time with her, but I'm telling you, doing what I'm doing, I know what she's doing. If you could see her spirit, it's got knife wounds, and most of them are in her back. But she's still here, and she's still willing to do the hard thing. That's worthy of your admiration. Keep your, and I told him in the meeting in there, I said, look, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. Sometimes I don't even like me. I get it. Actually, that's most of the time. But anyway, sometimes, let's make it nice. I don't even like me. So I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I didn't even know this, but I come across as brash and aggressive. It's not me at all. I'm the teddy bear. Look at these eyes. I mean, these eyes will tell you everything you need to know about me. I'm not an aggressive person. I can be if it's necessary, but only if it's necessary. And I got to be pushed to that. And I don't like being pushed to that. I don't want to be pushed to that. And I come across sometimes as too harsh and too rough. It's the beard, guys. That's it. That's all it is. It's just the beard. Because when they didn't have a beard, everybody thought it was a teddy bear. So I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But some people like guys like me. Some people say, that's the kind of guy I want to follow. That's the kind of guy I want to listen to. So guess what? That's who I'm after. I'm after those kinds of people. I like an old Pentecostal preacher that stands up and gives a political speech and makes it sound like a Sunday night service revival. That's me. Some people like that. Some like the more docile and calm, and that's not me. She's got a different personality. She's got a different way about her. Some people like that. I told him, I said, so you go out and you build the people around you that gravitate towards you. I'll go out and work my butt off to build my organization, but then we're going to come together as one. Then we're going to come together as one. Your issues become my issues. These people back here talking about the land. Well, we got to understand this kind of stuff. The research that went into that little speech you just heard, that's phenomenal. The money that was spent to acquire that kind of knowledge, you guys don't understand. That's amazing. The hours they spent putting that together, amazing. There's a lot of different issues that all of us are passionate about. You've got yours, I got mine. But what we need to do is focus on what causes those issues. What causes those issues is an out-of-control, tyrannical federal, state, and local government. And the reason they're allowed to be tyrannical is because we allow them to be. I don't know about you, but enough's enough. Lockdown? Oh, you were serious? Oh, I thought you were kidding. After what we now know, after what we've been through, after I watched my cousin die in a hospital by himself, no one could go in and be, that's not the way our family lets our loved ones die. But I went through that with my cousin. My mom still grieves to this day. He died alone. Went to his funeral. 19 people showed up. We're the biggest family in the state of Ohio. Hundreds show up at our funerals. I remember that. You gotta be kidding if you think you're gonna lock me down again. I got something for you. No! No! They govern by the consent of the governed. I happen to be the governed. I don't consent. Sorry. I've reached the point of spitting, which means I probably need to slow down a little. You want this one now?
If you've been wearing a mask.
If I was wearing a mask, if I'd only put on a mask, I could have spit to my heart's content. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? It's you. It's not her. It's not me. It's not our politicians. It's you. You got to do this. But you got to have a plan, and you got to get organized, and you got, let me tell you something. We have to, look, I'm sorry, I'm trying to quit. Has anybody got a big hook?
I left it in the tackle box.
Look, I'm gonna put this out here blunt. You really don't choose your representatives. Oh, but no, I cast a vote. I never miss an election. I'm sorry. You still are not choosing your representatives. You're making a decision between the people that were chosen for you to vote for. By the parties, the lobbyists. In the Coolidge book, I've seen, they groomed him from college. You know why? I don't want to get too political here, but okay, let's go for this. You know why they hate Trump so bad? And I must make a disclaimer here. I'm not a Kool-Aid drinking Trump guy. I really not. There's things about him that bother me. I'm just going to tell you the truth. One is, I don't think he really understands the Constitution like he needs to be the president. I'd like to have an hour to sit down with him. Yeah, that's going to happen. I'd like to have an hour to sit down with him and just tell him, look at the power you have here to really restore America and make America great again. Amen. By returning us to a constitutional republic. Give the power to the people. Take it away from the government. The government is a problem. You're not the problem. You work hard. You work hard every day. And they take half of your pay. And they blow it on nonsense. And give it to people that hate our guts. And then say they're protecting us. No. They're destroying us. And it's on purpose. You don't choose your representatives. You make a choice between who the Republicans choose for you to vote for or who the Democrats choose for you to vote for. And there's a whole lot that goes into that mess. So what we have to do, Dan Bongino was talking about creating an alternate economy. An alternate economy outside of this liberal messed up economy that we got. We have to create an alternate electoral process. Oh, the election same day, all that kind of stuff, but who actually is on the ballot? We need to choose them. instead of letting them be chosen for us. We need to vet those people. And that's what we're trying to do. That's all we're trying to do.
Get yourself on those ballots.
Yeah, that's why I asked what was your name again? I'm sorry. Jason. That's why I asked Jason that question. What was it that provoked you to run for office? I don't want to run for office. I didn't want to do this. But I would like to run for representative in Ohio just so I can stand on the floor of Congress. And say, Madam Chair, you guys suck. Woo. Think CNN would cover that? I would like to do that. Just call out on the very floor of that representative house. Just call them out by name. You're taking away the freedoms of the people, and you're not abiding by the Constitution of the United States. Of course, I'd be driving down the road and parade, and somebody would Kennedy me, but oh well, I'm going to heaven. So thank you. See, you understand? I'm okay. Here's the way I used to do it when I was preaching. I couldn't stop. I'm going to close with this. Or sometimes I'd say, as I continue to close. As I continue to close. Now I forgot what I was going to say. So thank you guys. Oh, I've used this line many times before, but it bears repeating again. Look, I used to be the guy that thought that our representatives were just brilliant people. I really do. I did. I really thought they were just college educated. I'm not. Professional. I'm a truck driver.
Professional.
I'm a professional truck driver, yeah. But you know, they wore suits and I wear t-shirts, and whatever these things are. I just felt so inadequate to them. I really did. But have you heard Nancy Pelosi speak lately? Have you heard? Have you heard AOC babble lately? Have you heard Mitch McConnell speak lately? You know what I'm coming to find out? I'm actually starting to realize this. I've used this many times, so some of you have heard it before. But I'm a dumb hillbilly truck driver raised by Eastern Kentucky folks. I grew up on soup beans and fried taters and cornbread. But I'm starting to actually understand that those idiots would drown in my most shallow thought. Thank you very much. I usually drop the mic right here, but I'm not going to.
Have you heard our mail-order president that's in the White House? That right there alone should tell you something. Yeah, I've called him the mail-ordered resident. He's not our president. Get on your committees. If you're a nurse, doctor, you have a passion for it, start finding those people in your communities. Start communicating with them, establish relationships with them, work with them, help them bring change. Help them help you bring change. You have children, your passion is school boards, change in the school system for your children. Join those school boards. Find your constitutional sheriffs. Help them help you. And if you can't find any, teach them. Find a replacement. Get them out. Get one in. Bills, legislative bills. We have some amazing people who track and report legislative bills in the people's movement. and you wouldn't believe the bills that they're trying to pass under your noses. Educate yourself. Whatever it takes. Also, at the same time, prepare yourselves. Prepare your family. Because it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. They want to take our farms. No, they want you to register your garden. Just so that they can come and take it from you.
No!
So you don't have food. Don't let them do it. Don't do it. Prepare yourselves. Prepare your families, food, supplies, whatever. Join with other true patriots. There's imposters out there. There's imposters everywhere. In every aspect of our lives. Find the true ones. Build. Join. Connect. And love each other. Because that, above all, will get us where we need to go. I thank God for allowing me to be here. I thank Penny for asking me to be here. I love you all. Thank you for listening to me babble. Thank you for walking with me. Thank you for standing with me. I thank my husband for coming and doing and supporting me, because without that, it makes it a lot more difficult to do. So thank you. Well, yes, and thank Penny for doing all of this. She did an amazing job, and she rocks.
Not bad for an old